Welcome to chapter 23 of the book of Genesis, the death and burial of Sarah. I'll go through a little in the Greek, and then we'll go through the chapter. Egeneto they, Zoe, Saras, eti ekaton, ikosiepta, ke apethane Sarah, inti poly arbok, estin in to kilomati, inti kilomati, avti esti Hevron, in tigi Hanaan. Ilthe they Avram, kopsas they Saran, ke penthise. And the life of Sarah was 127 years. And Sarah died in the city of Arbok, which is in the hollow, some kind of a valley. This is Hebron. Now let's go to a map of, here we can see down here where Hebron is on the, what's called the West Bank today under the Palestinian Authority control. And so she was buried there. And it was in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came to lament Sarah. So apparently he wasn't living there. He had other wives and busy doing all sorts of things. And I believe Abraham was even older than Sarah. But he came to mourn. And he was down in, he was in Hebron also, I believe. Or maybe not, maybe he was somewhere else tending the sheep or something like that. And then he came there, heard about the death of his wife. And Abraham rose up from his dead one, mourning for her. And Abraham said to the sons of Heth. Now, the sons of Heth. Heth was in the lineage of Ham. Remember, Noah had Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham was the father of Canaan and three other children. But Canaan was the one who looked upon the nakedness of his father, and he was cursed by Noah to be subservient to his brothers. And so Heth, further on down now, is the in the lineage of Ham. And you can go through his lineage in Genesis 10, 6 to 20, find out more about him. And so he went to the sons of Heth, the Canaanites, saying, I am a sojourner and immigrant among you. Give then to me a possession of a tafu. We have a cenotaph, is a monument to somebody that has died, but they're not actually buried in that place. I was on Catalina Island. Used to sail over there from Newport Beach, California, and the island was bought by William Wrigley, who owned the Wrigley gum, chewing gum, spearmint, Wrigley's, Juicy Fruit, and all these gums, and very wealthy from Chicago, and he bought the island of Catalina, and he had a baseball team called the Chicago Cubs, and they would play during the winter. I had a baseball diamond there on Catalina. I used to go there and see it. And in the middle of, right outside of the city of Avalon, was this giant cenotaph, a building dedicated to William Wrigley and his death, but yet he wasn't buried there. I believe he's buried in Chicago. And so Abraham says, give then to me a possession of a burying place among you, and I will entomb my necron. The necropolis is a cemetery, my dead one, away from me. And the sons of Heth answered to Abraham, saying, well, no, O Lord, but hear us. You are with us as a king by God. You entomb your dead one in our choice sepulchres, all the ones that we have here, to bury her there. For not one of us in any way will withhold his sepulchre from you to entomb your dead one there. And rising up, Abraham did obeisance to the people of the land on the ground, probably men that were rulers of that area of the Canaanites, and in front of them, and did obeisance to them to show them that he was subservient to whatever they wanted, sort of. And he did obeisance to the people of the land, to the sons of Heth. And Abraham spoke to them, saying, if you have it in your soul, so as to entomb my dead one away from my presence, hear me and speak about me to Ephron, the son of Zohar, who was from Canaan. And let him give to me the double cave, which is his. Diploma comes from this word, diploon. So let him give to me this double cave, whatever that is, 2 openings, or it opens up into 2 caverns. Doesn't say. And so he owns it, this Ephron owns this land. So he wants to buy the double cave, the one being in a part of his field. Let him give it to me for its worth of silver. So apparently he didn't want to bury her in the sepulchres of the Canaanites. He wants to buy a place for her. And for a possession of a memorial among you. And Ephraim was sitting down in the midst of the sons of Heth. And responding, Ephraim the Hittite spoke to Abraham in the hearing of the sons of Heth. Now the Hittites were also a people that were supposedly up around Armenia today, eastern Turkey. Now, the Hittite, I don't think is the same Hittite here as the ones that were up there. These Hittites were from Canaan. They're Canaanites, a Canaanite tribe. And in the hearing, and responding, Ephraim the Hittite said to Abraham in the hearing of the sons of Heth, who he was among, and of all the ones entering into the city, saying, well, by me let it be, O Lord, and hear me. The field and the cave in it I give to you. Now, he's not really giving it to him, but he says, before all of my fellow countrymen, I have given it to you. Yes, you can basically, doesn't say so, but it means you can buy it. You entomb your dead one. And Abraham did obeisance before the people of the land. He's down on his ground again, and he's getting what he wanted. And he said to Ephron in the ears before the people of the land, these men probably sitting there, since you are with me, hear me. The silver for the field, you take it from me, and I will entomb my dead one there. And so he's offering money. And Ephron answered to Abraham, saying, oh, not so, Lord, for I heard 400 double drachma of silver. It's like they're bargaining. But whatever may this be between me and you, but you entomb your dead one. So basically, it's almost like he's saying, well, you can go ahead and do it for nothing, but yet, 400 double drachma is what it's worth, and this is a way of bargaining that they did. A lot of countries in the world still have this type of bargaining. I used to go down to Mexico and found something I wanted. Let's say it was a pair of shoes, zapata, and I would find out how much they wanted for the shoes, and he would say, well, he wanted $50 for the shoes. So I learned by the hard way, going down there many times. So then, okay, well, thank you. So then I go to another place that had the same shoes. How much do you want for those shoes? And they say, well, $50. And I thought, man, the guy down the street, he'd sell them for less than that. And they, maybe, how about 40? So I'll think about it. So then I go to the next shoe place, and how much do you want for that shoe? And they would say something like 50. Oh, the guy down the street will have it for 40. How about you? And, oh, okay, you can have it for 30. And so I'd end up getting it down as far as I could. When I go to a place and they wouldn't go any lower, then I knew that was the bargaining, the sweet spot. Couldn't get it any cheaper. Of course, I was an American, and the Mexicans, they saw you having this money, and they knew what they were doing also. So this is basically how it went, and this was only 60 years ago. So this man offers it to Abraham for 400 double drachmas. The drachmon, the die is 2, and drachma is a drachma. And you entomb your dead one. And Abraham hearkened to Ephron. Okay, gave him the money. And Abraham restored to Ephron the argyrion, silver. Argentina that name comes from that argyrion. And he gave him the silver, which he spoke into the ears of the sons of Heth, 400 double drachmas of unadulterated merchants' silver. So it was real silver. And the field, which is of Ephraim, was in double cave, which is against the face of Mamre. Now, Mamre was where Abraham was living, which is close to Hebron, and Mamre is where the 3 men came to visit him originally, and one being Eava, God. And so this is where the cave was, and the field and the cave which was in it, and every tree which was in the field, which is in its borders round about, came to Abraham for a possession before the sons of Heth, and of all the ones entering into the city. And after these things, Abraham entombed Sarah, his wife, in the cave of the field, that double cave, which is before Mamre. This is Hebron in the land of Canaan. And the field was validated by these men, and the cave which was in it, to Abraham for a possession of a burying place from the sons of Heth, from the Ham, the son of Noah. Chapter 24, interesting chapter, how Abraham sends out to find a wife for his son Isaac. We'll find out how he does that in chapter 24. I hope you'll join us next chapter, next video. And until then, God bless.